So I'm just going to very briefly speak about JCATI as an organization and what we have managed to accomplish since our founding in 2012, and then have a chart on looking forward. What does the JCATI board see coming toward us as we look into the future, thinking about technology challenges and opportunities for Washington State to improve our competitiveness in aerospace. There are many challenges that we face, and JCATI is here to help you in industry and academia and universities get together and solve real-world problems. That is what we do. We try to facilitate the solution of real-world problems for Washington State aerospace industry. So we have, since our founding in 2012, funded 153 projects for a total of almost $13 million. We're pretty proud of that fact that we've managed to do that kind of support of technology challenges for Washington State aerospace industry. We've also transitioned some technologies to industry. So it's not just about solving immediate problems that the aerospace industry has, but also about helping them develop technologies which solve problems or solve emerging or create opportunities, not just solving problems, but creating new opportunities for Washington State aerospace industry. Beyond that focus, we also work to create the engineers of tomorrow and provide students by providing students with real-world direct industry experience. And since 2012, we're very proud to have supported 503 students with real-world industry experience. And so we hope to be able to continue to do that in a growing set of projects to again support Washington State competitiveness, not just through technology, but also through our workforce. Just as a quick reminder, our general focus area, the kind of programs that we work on are what are known as TRL 4 through 7 projects. And there's a really good description on the website. I think there's a video that describes what we're talking about there. We're really talking about technologies that are near application. So we don't do basic research at JCATI. We do after basic research and the transition to application. So again, things that are within 1 to 2 years, 3 at the most, that are going to be of real value to Washington State aerospace industry. We have worked with 61 companies since 2012 across 12 counties in Washington State, and we would welcome the opportunity to broaden that. There's lots of, on this map of the state, there's lots of, there are many counties where we have not had projects at companies, and we would welcome the opportunity to expand our geographic footprint across the state. But we are proud of the fact that we have successfully supported 61 companies across 12 counties. So what are the specific focus areas for JCATI? Well, it's very broad. We view aerospace as a broad, it's aerospace writ large. So we have done work in composites and controls and communication systems. We've done work in human factors and metal properties, materials properties, again, to address real industry challenges. Software and simulation tools, structures, composites recycling. I mean, I must admit that when I started in this business, I did not appreciate the importance of composite recycling as a cost and a competitive disadvantage to that segment of the industry. And so we invested in composite recycling technologies and have successfully transitioned a few things. Propulsion of all types. So this is both space propulsion and aviation, primarily aviation propulsion, of course, but also space propulsion. And as I'll talk about in a minute, a particular focus on emerging sustainable aviation propulsion challenges. We also have worked on aerospace worker safety systems. So how do we improve Washington State aerospace competitiveness with a focus on aerospace worker safety? Manufacturing and battery technologies. We've invested in all of these different areas in order to improve Washington State aerospace competitiveness and improve the workforce of the future. So those are the areas that we have invested in. And as we look forward, we see some emerging areas that we hope to increase our investment in. In particular, we see a growing need for sustainable aviation investments. In particular, carbon-free propulsion and aircraft designs appropriate to those new emerging propulsion systems. There are, as many of us know, 3 options for sustainable aviation propulsion systems. There's the sustainable aviation fuels, SAF. There are battery electric aircraft, and there are hydrogen-based aviation systems, and hydrogen can either be combustion or it can be fuel cell. So there are many options there, and the challenges that our aerospace industry will face over the next over the next several years are growing as the need to address sustainability of aviation becomes more and more important. Another rapidly growing area is urban air mobility. Small aircraft that can fly in urban areas. We have made investments there, but that is a very rapidly growing field where we see increased need for technology solutions, new technology solutions. Commercial space, Washington State over the last 10 years has grown a very significant hub in commercial space. And we look forward to continuing to support the commercial space industry via partnerships through the universities to transition technologies and enable more rapid growth of that area. And of course, artificial intelligence and robotics. A couple years ago, Mehran actually got a great speaker in artificial intelligence for us at our symposium. That and its impact on automation and how that's going to change the employment in our aerospace industry, and the operational characteristics of aerospace. Those are very big questions that we need to wrestle with in Washington State as with the emerging very big capabilities for artificial intelligence and robotics. Obviously, that's going to also create new materials and manufacturing challenges. Those are, rapidly developing, continuing to rapidly develop. Over the last 20 years, we've seen huge changes in the 3D printing, what's called 3D printing or additive manufacturing areas. And that is just continuing it's going to also significantly change aerospace in Washington State. And we need to be ready for that and support those changes. Beyond this commercial space, new space destinations and requirements. So we're going to the moon, we're going to Mars, all of those kinds of questions and technology requirements. Of course, battery technology is one of those, and sustainable aviation. And we need to be ready for the next wave of the pandemic. That's going to be a continued need as humanity continues to expand and its impact on our environment. It's quite likely that there will be future pandemics, and we need to be ready for that. So we look forward to helping to create, facilitate, and fund new industry university partnerships in these and other areas. Again, it's aerospace writ large, to support the Washington State aerospace industry.